morning children. So here we are going to start the third lesson, that is called physiography and drainage. In the last two videos you have seen lesson number 1 and also lesson number 2, and this is lesson number 3. So as we know children that India has been divided into how many physical divisions? So India has been surrounded by water bodies, it has been surrounded by mountains and hills. It is also divided into plateaus, plains and islands and so on and so. So this is all together forms a physiography of India. So it shows that as you see on page number 16, there is a picture that is on 3.3. So you see the image there. On 3.1 you see the map of the map of India. So that the whole map of India shows that how India is being divided and what is the physiography of India. India is being divided into 5 major physiographic divisions. So India is divided, the country is divided into 5 major physiographic divisions. So that is called the Himalayas, the North Indian plains, peninsula, coastal plains, island groups. Here children, right from the last, from 6th standard you have learned about the physiographic divisions of India. So here it is detailedly mentioned how and till which extent the physiographic division of India is being divided. And each bit is being explained detailedly to you here in this textbook. So here, the first division is the Himalayas. The Himalayas is one of the young fold mountains in the world. The Himalayas extend from Pamir North in Tajikistan to the east. It is a major mountain system of the Asian continent. In India, it extends from Jammu and Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh. Isn't the word Himalaya? It is one of the familiar mountains what we know children. So here extension is given. So Himalaya are the fold mountains. What are fold mountains? Right? You have been studied about the fold mountains in your earlier classes. So here these mountains are formed due to the volcanic eruptions, and they have every time they change the foldings and they extend. So these Himalayas are called young fold mountains. These Himalayas extend from Pamir North, which is in Tajikistan, and it extends to the east. So the major part of India is being covered with these Himalayas, but this extension starts from Jammu and Kashmir and ends in Arunachal Pradesh. So you can refer this and at page number 15, that is given in the figure 3.1. So here you see the physiographic division is being mentioned with different colors. The above here, you see the above part from Jammu and Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh. So you just keep in the understanding and take in your mind that the Himalayas has been extended from Jammu and Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh. So this is one of the major extension of Himalayas. Himalayas is not a single mountain range. There are many parallel ranges in the system. The southernmost is known as Shivaliks. Isn't children? So here what it has been explained that Himalaya is not one single mountain. It has been extended parallelly. So the Himalayan range, which is the southern part of India, which is in the south direction of India, it are called Shivaliks. So these Shivaliks are also called youngest range. So when we are talking about that Himalayas are parallel ranges, so here it is mentioned that south part where the Himalayas is extended is called Shivaliks. Just to the parallel to it, next to Shivaliks are lesser Himalayas. So here the greater Himalayas and trans-Himalayan ranges from south to north. So here the south part are called Shivaliks, and from Shivaliks it is been extended to the north. So from south to north they are known as greater Himalayas or trans-Himalayan ranges. These ranges are young to old respectively. So as in the earlier paragraph it has been said, the Himalayas are called young mountains. Is it? So here these young mountains are formed due to the volcanic eruptions. The extension is also mentioned here. So here in the next paragraph it has been said that south part, the southern part of where the India lies, the mountains which lies in the southern part of India are known as Shivaliks. So these Shivaliks extend from south to north. So just as they slope down to the north, they are called trans-Himalayan ranges. Remember this point, which is going to be very helpful in your exams, and underline those main points. These mountain ranges are also divided into Western Himalayas. They are also called Kashmir Himalayas, Central Himalayas, Kumaon Himalayas, and Eastern Himalayas. They are also known as Assam Himalayas. Is it, as in the earlier paragraph it is being said to you, it extended from Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh. So here it covers three major parts, and these Himalayan ranges are divided into three major ranges. What are those? They are called Western Himalayas. Western Himalayas are also known as Kashmir Himalayas. Central Himalayas, they are also known as Kumaon Himalayas. The Eastern Himalayas, they are also known as Assam Himalayas. So remember these points, which is going to be very much helpful to you during examination. Underline those important points. So the one major, what have you understood? That the first major physical division is the Himalayas. So in the Himalayas, what we have learned, that Himalayas extend from Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh, as it starts from Pamir North and it extends till east. So from Pamir North to which is in Tajikistan, it covers Kashmir and Arunachal Pradesh. The next part is here, the North Indian Plains. So what we are going to study about North Indian Plain, just see. So in the earlier what we have studied, that Himalayas are also divided into three major parts, isn't? So the next is North Indian Plains. This division lies between Himalayan mountains in the north and the peninsula in the south. So these North Indian Plains lies between Himalayan mountains in the north and then peninsula in the south. So here children, in the next part you are going to understand what is called peninsula and now what is called North Indian Plains. So here how the North Indian Plain extends and how it is been divided, we are going to study here. So here similarly it extends from Rajasthan and Punjab in the west to Assam in the east. So here North Indian Plains are extend from Rajasthan and Punjab and also covers the major part of Assam in the east. So the west part of Rajasthan and Punjab and the east part of Assam. So this is the extension of North Indian Plains. The North Indian Plains lies between Himalayan mountains in the north and peninsula in the south. So the peninsula is also the third major physical division of India, which we are going to learn in the next coming paragraph. Just remember these points, children, which is going to be very much helpful to you. So the first point is that the Himalayans extend the Himalayas, which is in the north, and the peninsula in the south. In between these two parts, North Indian Plains lies. So now these North Indian Plains extend from Rajasthan and Punjab, which is in the west, till Assam, which is in the east. It is mostly a flat, low-lying area. So when the word plain is understood, the definition defines us that it is a low-lying area. So in the earlier classes, just right from 6th standard, we have learned what are called plateaus, what are called mountains, what are called hills. So we also know what are called plains. So North Indian Plain is one of the major physical division of India. So the North Indian Plains are divided into two parts. The part lying to the east of Aravallis is the basin of river Ganga and it is therefore known as Ganga Plains. It slopes eastward. So what is one of the major part of North Indian Plains? As North Indian Plains are divided into two major parts. The one part lie in the east of Aravallis. So this part is called Ganga Plain. So this plain is situated at the basin of river Ganga. So as it is situated at the basin of river Ganga, so it is known as Ganga Plain. This is one of the major part of North Indian Plain and it slopes eastward. The next is the most of the West Bengal state of India and Bangladesh together constitute the delta of Ganga Brahmaputra system. It is known as Sundarbans. It is considered to be the world's largest delta. So the next part is the part of West Bengal of India and Bangladesh. So this West Bengal and Bangladesh both and constitute. So most of the part of West Bengal and Bangladesh together constitute the delta. So this delta system is known as Ganga Brahmaputra system. So here on figure 3.3 the image of Sundarbans are given. So this is deltas. Deltas are only formed in India. So these deltas are formed due to the meet of Ganga and Brahmaputra. So it is given it meets at West Bengal and Bangladesh. So these two major constitution is known as Sundarbans. It is considered to be the world's largest delta. So the delta formation figure is given on 3.3. The western part of the North Indian plains is occupied by deserts. It is also known as Thar Desert or Marusthali. Most of Rajasthan is occupied by the desert. Is it? So now, what it is been said, as it is been explained, the North Indian plains lie between Himalayas and the peninsula of the south. So here it is the next major part of North Indian plain is the western part. So the western part of North Indian plains is mostly covered by deserts. So this desert area is also known as Marusthali, and this desert area mostly covers the state Rajasthan. To the north of the desert lie the plains of Punjab. So the west part of Rajasthan is occupied by the desert, but the north part of the Rajasthan lies just near to the Punjab and it is covered with plains. This region is spread to the west of Aravallis and Delhi ranges. As it is been said, so as you know, the North Indian plains are divided into two major parts. The east part of Aravallis is the basin of river Ganga, and it is called as Ganga Plains. But here the west part of the Aravallis are known as Marusthali. So these Marusthali are majorly covered by the state Rajasthan and also the some part of Punjab. These plains have formed as a result of depositional work by river Satluj and its tributaries. The slope of the plains is towards the west. Because the soil here is very fertile, agriculture is largely practiced in this area. So here what it is being said, how these plains are formed. North Indian plains are formed because of the deposition, because of the soil which is deposited at its end, at its end. So these deposition work is what through the river Satluj and also through its tributaries. What are tributaries? The small rivers which meet in river Satluj and the small connecting rivers which come and meet here, those are called tributaries. These depositional works are being formed into plains. And why this deposition is done? Because the plains are slope in nature. It is also called sloping in nature. Because of the sloping in nature, these plains are formed in the west side. And because the soil is very fertile, agriculture is the main occupation here, and the agriculture is largely practiced. So what two main points we have covered here? The first major physical division is the Himalayas. The next is North Indian plains. So what you learned about North Indian plains? North Indian plains are divided into two major divisions. One is called Ganga Brahmaputra system. The next is the Ganga plains. So here why it is plain, why these are called North Indian plain? Because of the depositional work which is settled near river Satluj, and also because of its tributaries. Here the soil is very fertile and agriculture is practiced. The third major physical division is the peninsula. So now we are in the earlier paragraph, what you studied, the North Indian plains lie between the Himalayas and peninsula. So what are these peninsulas? The area lying to the south of the North Indian plains and tapering towards the Indian Ocean. So how the peninsulas are found? Peninsulas are found at the south of North Indian plains and tapering. What is the meaning of tapering? Tapering means it reduces towards the Indian Ocean. So when you see the map which is on 3.1 on page number 15, so you find that at the bottom the India is being in the shape of triangular shape. So why this triangular is formed? Because of its slopy plains and because of its slopy nature. So here peninsula consists of many plateaus and hill ranges. The Aravallis in the north are the oldest fold mountains here. It includes a series of plateaus bordering the plains, Vindhyas and Satpura ranges in the central part, and hilly regions of western and eastern Ghats. So here with the peninsula, what are the major parts of the peninsula? The eastern and western Ghats. So now you go through the figure 3.1, you will come to understand where is Eastern Ghats and where is Western Ghats, and these two major form a peninsula. So the peninsula with the triangular shape of North Indian plain is called the Peninsula of India. So the word tapering is used here. And these peninsula covers mountains of Aravalis which are in north and which are also called the oldest fold mountains.